Well, before this challenge, I'm feeling like I can do this. I can make Popin Cookin Tanoshi Sushi. I can make my sushi and eat it too. And we're doing an extra special twist on this challenge. Instead of using the salmon roe for the sushi, we're gonna make homemade boba with tea. That's right. And I'm gonna be tasting it.
I'm the new chef. I'm the new like assistant chef. They hired me. They said like the old one like left, so I'm supposed to be his replacement.
I don't appreciate being asked about my assistant chef, but they keep coming back. I don't know. No matter what happens to them, no matter what I do to their family, no matter what I do to them personally, physically, mentally, emotionally, they keep coming back. They never remember the last time they were here. Not that I care. I just think that's kind of strange.
I don't know what I look like. Me. Oh, Jesus.
Let's open the container. Yeah, already a lot of colors that I've never seen in sushi before.
Dude, I can't eat powder.
Like pink, or I mean fish, I guess. So the first step that we're gonna
rice.
Fill the oval depression 1 with water. Then add powder from the blue packet. Stir until thick, like cooked rice.
Yeah, I think you're just supposed to fill it to the line.
Can I help you? You think This is my show. Alright, I think we're all good. Now I'm going to add rice powder. This is gonna become rice. All of it. Maybe it looks like a lot, huh? But that's, one of the magical things about Popin Cooking is even if it doesn't look like this is gonna turn out to be anything, even if it doesn't smell like this is gonna turn out to be anything, it's really the magic that you find in the process.
God. Oh God, it's so unpleasant. Here, can I open this one?
What are you doing? What is that?
It's this thing.
Oh, that's step 4.
Okay.
That's step 4, we're on step 1. Get that out of your mouth. Have you ever considered firing someone mid-show? I have. Alright. So, as you can see, this is our rice all done. So, now we're gonna move on to step 2, is make omelet. And the directions, add water up to line on the side in spiral section, then add powder from the yellow packet, mix, spread, and flatten. One thing about the, Popin Cookin is, never be wasteful. They give you this tiny pipette for precision because that's what Popin Cooking is all about. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak of soul. It's not for everyone, but I've found that it certainly, as one of the strongest people in the world, it is for me. So, one of the magic things about Popin Cooking is watching it all come together. It's really kept the joy in my life after the divorce. Uh-oh. Looks like there's been a slight malfunction. There's a lot of water. I wouldn't say I'm feeling worried right now, because, that's kind of emotion I felt in the past. Like, that was the past me before I really, broke out of my shell and did, a whole metamorphosis thing and came out with, a new exoskeleton. But, this kind of reminds me of, one of those times when I would be worried. There's a lot of water in this, and it's spilling over a little bit, and it's very watery. But I trust Popin Cooking. I'm gonna do what the directions tell me to, and I'm gonna spread and flatten. I wouldn't say that this is the fault of anyone.
Do I still have to eat this?
I know myself. I know I'm without faults. I know Popin Cooking. I know they are without faults. Sorry. As I've been saying, everything happens for a reason. This is just teaching me that even when you are perfect, the world isn't perfect. This is the way it was supposed to go. Okay? Maybe a little egg gets in, you know, I think this is tuna, maybe. Maybe a little gets in A or B. It's culinary world. It's food. It's all food, okay? So how bad can it really be, huh? So, be careful not to mix liquids together. Okay, well, you know, that's one of the instructions that really... One of the best things about Popin Cookin is some of the instructions are like a puzzle. You don't really know the ending, how you're gonna get there. It's kind of something you find out along the way when you taste it, and you eat it, and you find out what went wrong along the way.
No.
But I've just finished omelet.
No, we're
I've just
not.
finished thick like rice. Look at him. Just another example of unprofessionality in the workplace. You know you would act the same as me. You know you would also send his family to a small island in the Caribbean like I did.
What?
And I really wish the contract didn't give me an assistant because I really work alone. I'm a lone wolf. I am the alpha. I don't need any betas in my kitchen because betas just muck things up. If anything, they should have given me an omega. But what does the production know about the social pecking order that I hold so dear and near to my heart? It's really just a disservice to fans of the show, disservice to me, but as an alpha, I have to be the bigger man. Let's move on to the third step. So, third step is make tuna. As we know, add water up to line on side and wavy section, then add powder from the red packet, mix, spread, and flatten. This is gonna take 2 squirts.
Can I mix one, please? Can I mix one?
Remember what happened last time you mixed one?
No, I have never done it.
Yeah, that's why.
Let me mix one, or I'll just eat this. And I'll eat this too.
How old are you?
So
If
sad.
you mix tuna candy powder correctly, maybe I'll let your family live. Maybe they can get off the Caribbean island, huh? So let's see it. Let's see it if you're so big.
Okay.
You can mix tuna candy powder. He doesn't know a fucking thing. He doesn't know anything what he's talking about. He doesn't know anything. So what are you doing now? You have to tell the camera.
Oh, if you're seeing this, help.
What are you doing? What are you doing now? That was
It's
not
also
filled
red.
with water, it was filled with candy powder. A lot of people see this show and they assume that, just because I'm really passionate about what I do, that I must be cruel or evil, really strict. But the truth is that I'm really a fun-loving person. To anyone who, critiques me personally, I think that just reflects on you more than anything else. That shows how evil-spirited you are. You think that looks like tuna? You think that looks like tuna? What are you doing?
You put too much water in it.
I did? What did I do? What did I do?
You put too much
Did
water.
I put too much water in your family shared water bowl in the Caribbean? Huh? Mix! If anyone says that I'm projecting, that's you projecting about how you're projecting onto me. And that's not okay. Latin!
Fuck off!
You don't take this seriously. This is just a game to you. Just refrain from getting your fucking saliva in the cooking. The Popin Cookin.
Okay.
Thank you. So as you can see, we now have tuna. We've got 3 containers to go. And we're gonna wait 3 minutes till firm, okay? So start the timer. Start the timer! What are you doing? Start the timer. Start the timer. Right now. Show the camera the timer. So we'll be back. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
I mixed the fucking tuna powder correctly.
And so did you feel like Julian was a little harsh?
Yes, a little harsh, doesn't even get to cover it. This guy is a crazeless maniac and needs to just be banned from all the sites permanently. The timer just went off for the tuna. I need to get back or I'll die.
This is, unlike the other powders we have, this is already a solid. So let's cut this out and see what we're working with. This really does remind me of the ocean.
Can I try?
This is something that you'd maybe find, in a tide pool. So we're gonna use 2 finger to make this into seaweed. ever so gently now. It looks like it's been run over a little bit, like it's roadkill. And, you know, I think that's one of the most dishonorable ways to go. Really? You ran into a moving car? You don't think you're better than that? You should have seen that coming, honestly. You should have seen that coming. Everyone knows to look left and right before they cross the street. I don't care what you were doing. So it looks like we're almost done with the seaweed candy. I'm using a little more than 2 finger because I am an advanced chef. This might not be for everyone, so don't try this at home if you don't know what you're doing. If you're under the age of 20, you really shouldn't even be looking at this. Would you look at that? That candy, all done. Let's move on to step 5. Make salmon roe. Now, as I've already discussed, this is kind of a special step for our show today, because we're not just making salmon roe, we're making homemade boba. Where are you supposed to get boba at home, right? Well, you usually use what you have on hand. And in our case, that's going to be this. And a little bit of water. So, come on. Oh, sorry. I was just reading the package again. I can tend to get lost in thought while reading this. It's easy when just thinking about the possibilities. So, step 5 is to make salmon roe. The first step is to add water up to lines on sides in section A and B. Usually I find, you know, splitting things like this up into smaller tasks can help with the complexity. Something I learned 20 years ago when I was making my first 100 Popin Cookins. It gets lonely at the top. You know, there's only so many Popin Cookins you can do. It's really stressful being a Popin Cooking show host. No one gets it. I don't have anyone I could talk to. All of my co-hosts are morons. All of my cameramen are morons. I don't know what to do. Sorry to my old fans, this is a new crew. The last crew unionized for some reason. So I guess, you know, I have to get used to the ropes, just like what you do when you encounter a difficult, you know, Popin cooking recipe. So now that I've filled both of these, sorry, I'm just thinking about Meemaw. Now that I've filled both of these, never misplace your blades. Now that I've finished thinking about Meemaw, I love to litter. Anyway, let's add the powder to section A. I'm already thinking about drinking this in the boba that I'm gonna have. And I'm getting really excited. Ooh, this one solidified right away. It's always exciting when reactions happen instantly. Mix well. Okay. I don't really have to think about how I'm mixing anymore. I know that it's well because I know who I am and I trust myself. Now, we're going to use dropper to slowly mix mixture B into mixture A. Ooh, isn't that special? This is why I say Popin Cookin is not for the faint of heart. You have to respect and trust the process. You might be wondering, hey, why are the salmon roe balls coming out different sizes? And then again, you might not be wondering that. And remember, these are gonna be in the tea that I'm gonna be drinking. So it really doesn't matter. Ooh, that one tried to get away from me. I'd say that attention to detail is, well, it's sort of important in some things and not so important in other things. So it's really kind of a just, you know, attention to detail when it needs to be attended to. So it may look like we're done, but we're not. First, we have to make the soy sauce. Add powder from the brown packet and mix well. Enjoy dipping sushi in soy sauce. I will enjoy it. We're going to get the dropper.
Is it supposed to have red in there?
Most people don't have these cookies. You're next if you're not careful. So, we're gonna put water into section A. Looks kind of like blue cheese. I can see the soy sauce already. The powder open.
I managed to my hands.
Pour it in.
It's okay. So sometimes things go wrong. It's a little more teal than it is.
Mix well.
But
It's okay. It can be a cute alternate.
and
And
keep it this way.
voila! We have finished making
Well, it's-
Tanoshi Sushi, Popin Cooking, tuna, omelet, and soy sauce. But don't forget to tune in for our tasting and the special edition of me making boba with the salmon roe balls. So come on, let's make tea. So just using our local tea expert to pick out the best tea for us. What are you picking for us?
You know, because it's orange, I'm gonna go ahead with this Trader Joe's organic ginger pear flavored white tea. It's a subtle fruit.
Thank you so much. Let's get onto the tea. I'm gonna use the scissors again. And may I remind the audience that these scissors can go places not just for cutting plastic, but for cutting people too if they continue to misbehave while on the show. That was excellent. Get your filthy hands.
If you don't stop being mean to me, I'll spit right at it. You
N means no. N means N-O. N-O. Stop it. It's really stressful being a Popin Cooking show host. Something I used to enjoy, I can't even do anymore. Yes, I have my millions, but for what? To make tuna candy? Tuna candy with powder with water at the line, huh? Is what I would say if I was a little bitch. Oh, some of it's kind of conglomerated together. I don't know if you can see that into one big row. It kind of reminds you of like, or kind of reminds me rather of like the kind of more thick blood inside of a scab. All right, let's look at that. Moments like this really remind me of my favorite movie character. Not a lot of people understand him like the way that I do. Jigsaw from the Saw series. He's methodical. He has a purpose that maybe people might not understand why we do the things we do. Despite all the pain and the suffering, you know, that one may go through. It's all about sticking to your passion. And that's all of them. So, it's been a long day. Went to Mima's funeral this morning. So, I'm gonna touch the rice ball. And form a rice ball out of this. Not a lot of technique in this part. And that's good because I think Popin Cookin is made with the intention that your mind is going to be elsewhere during this part, thinking more about like, oh, I'm going to eat this. I'm eating this, what I'm holding right now. And that's always the exciting part of cooking, I think. So just roll the other one. Let's make a tuna one first. Let's cut it in half. Just cut it in half. And here it comes. Excited? Wow. So here's one. So now we're gonna move on to the omelet
Yeah, we're trying to
sushi.
get light blue.
Okay.
Because
Which one's this one?
yeah.
It's a bit of a different texture than how the tuna turned out. So
Can I be
Oh.
there when you taste it?
Yeah, I actually kind of want to taste the.
I think we all
I know you all doubted me. So let's see that. I hadn't experienced the tuna slipping off of the spatula this often in such a long time. I've made hundreds of these Popin Cooking dishes. Again, not worried.
use your hands.
Why would I ever fucking use my hands as something as a... What the fuck are you? You're like all the others. Not worried. I haven't felt that since 20 years ago. Not worried, but wow, it's getting to that point.
Oh my god. No,
So
wait,
let's see it.
Lizzo.
Let's see it.
Like Lizzo?
Yeah, Lizzo cake. I don't think this is very good at dying. Oh, don't sneak it. Oh, look at it.
You're gonna cut this part out in post, right? Like, okay. When I finally was able to get the tuna on top of the rice, I could let out everything I've been holding in and continue the show. And there you have it. The tuna and omelet sushis. Don't these look just delectable? So now it's everyone's favorite time. It's time for the tasting. This is my favorite part of the entire process. I just have no words, and I'm really excited to have this in my mouth right now. So let's get the chopsticks. I'm gonna go for the salmon one first, making sure to grab the seaweed candy, and I'm even going to enjoy dipping in soy sauce. And now, let's take a bite. Another wonderful, I'm sorry. Another wonderful, I think, the salmon, it's a kind of a typical, like Popin Cookin flavor, but it made me feel like at home. This is a flavor that Popin Cookin has perfected over the years, I think, and it never fails to surprise me. And I think that's what's really special about Popin Cookin, because no matter how many times you make the recipes, no matter how many times you go to the store and you buy one of these, you always have the same kind of experience, like a kind of guaranteed experience. At the end, you're always guaranteed some amazing flavor. I've been really excited about the omelet specifically because of the texture that it made when I was making it. I could just imagine it in my mouth already because, just looking at it, it looks so appetizing. You know what? I am beyond exhilarated with how the dish turned out. I'm so happy with how the dish turned out. I'm really excited with how the dish turned out. I love the dish, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. In regards to how the dish turned out, I really love how it turned out, and I'm glad that I was able to take part in it, especially in witnessing how it turned out. I love how the dish turned out. It was really cool. I think it turned out really good. I think the dish turned out awesomely. And there you have it. Another delicious Popin Cookin Tanoshi Sushi creation featuring tuna sushi and omelet sushi. And now let's get the fucking boba, huh? Let's go get it. Come on. So let's get this row. Let's get rowing on into the I really don't. Now this is kind of an original recipe. So we're gonna go on an adventure today. That was actually better than sorry, that was probably my favorite Popin Cookin dish actually that I've ever had. I think, the salmon was great and the omelet was great, but this is actually, I think I could get used to this. Oh, it's hitting me. Oh, there's an aftertaste. Yeah, okay, so maybe not all at once. Kind of like a lot of good things in life. You have to limit yourself. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next week with Popin Cookin Tanoshi Hamburger. See you then.